You're listening to the Screaming Pods Network.
Something's coming.
Stand by. Hold on to your hats, here we go.
Welcome to the Screamcast, episode 163. I am Sean DeRager, and with me is Stephanie Crawford.
Hello.
You guys aren't gonna trick me into doing any more accents. And Brad Henderson joins us again. He's here. He showed up.
How you do, Sean? You do good?
I do good. You do good. All right, this is the bad accent contest. Screw it. We're not going to talk about horror movies anymore. We're just going to do horrible, bad, offensive accents for the rest of the show.
Offensive? Oh boy, can't wait to see what you have in store.
Yeah, Sean's gonna win. I'm gonna call her right now.
Yeah, you won already.
Okay, whatever. Well, we wanted to get a quick show, and we are hurtling trying to get towards the Vinegar Syndrome podcast episode that I keep talking about. However, I've been dropping the ball because I've been doing this like voice acting thing, trying to get that going, and I've been it's my fault, and I haven't been able to watch as many movies. So for this episode, next episode that will be Vinegar Syndrome. That's going to happen. So now it's going to be on Stephanie to watch like 12 movies within a week. I don't know. So no pressure, Stephanie.
Thanks, guys. It's teamwork,
No.
and I feel it.
It'll be within the next couple weeks.
Sounds pretty easy.
My wife is asking me where the dental floss is.
It's in the medicine cabinet.
I got it.
It's in the drawer.
I got quarters.
Above the toothpaste.
I got quarters. The only cash I have is quarters. Noah lost his first tooth today.
Aww.
So we're having the. Oh, we gotta talk quietly. So we're trying to see if we have any cash, but like we are cashless. We never ever have cash on us. So it's like, oh fuck, whenever kid loses a tooth.
Hey, I wrote a spec script for the Tooth Fairy. It's
The
not a
Rock
family
one?
movie.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
The Rock
the
one.
Rock, and then there's that redneck guy, and then wasn't there some Darkness Falls or something? Doesn't have to do with that Tooth
Oh
Fairy?
yeah.
Yeah, they call her the Tooth Fairy in that movie, but it's actually doesn't follow too much the Tooth Fairy mythology.
Okay. All right. Nerd alert. All right. So today.
I just have seen the movie, Sean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know. So in the interim, as we're working towards the Vinegar Syndrome podcast, I figured let's just do a What's on Your Doorstep episode because Brad watches 1 billion movies a week. So in order to kind of keep things at bay, I was like, we got to do something. And then I have watched a few things other than the Vinegar Syndrome movies I've been working through. So I decided we would just do that. So welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So we are going to attempt to do the round robin style. For every one movie, Brad will talk about 5. So we'll just try that and see how it goes. I will start us off. Does that sound good?
Yeah, it sounds fantastic.
Amazing. All right.
So good.
So all right. So the first thing that I have to talk about is this kind of. I heard some people talking about it, and then when it came out, no one was talking about it. But it was cheap. So I grabbed it. Tales from the Hood. Tales from the Hood 2 came out on Blu-ray.
Man. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yes.
You doing a back and forth? Point, counterpoint, go.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
We
Sean.
can do a counterpoint. So anyway, I thought this was a lot of fun. There's always
Point to Brad.
caveats here. I thought it was fun. It definitely not as fun as the first one, not as good as the first one. But the stories, there's a couple stories that I liked in there. But I don't know. It kind of falls flat near the end, I guess. There's some chintzy special effects near the end. They try to, but I whatever. Brad wants to talk about this thing, I guess. But here's what I want to ask, Brad. Did you think some of the social commentary was a bit on the nose?
Well, here's the thing: is I watched both back to back
Okay.
because I haven't really seen Tales from the Hood, the first one, in a long, long time, and I may have never seen it in its full entirety. I think it was one of those things where I'd catch on HBO as a kid when it was on. So I kind of knew the stories. I don't really remember the setup, like them going into the morgue and things like that. So I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it hit the social commentary pretty hard and pretty heavy. Even in today's day and age, it was very relevant, what was happening in the film. I was excited to see the sequel because obviously it's the same writer and directors that did it. I felt that this one was a little too overbearing on the political stance, because I like it to be a little maybe hidden meaning, not just right out there like, black and white. Hey, and it's just it feels like it's being shoved in your face.
Yeah,
a little too much.
A little bit overbearing. I think especially near
but I'm also
near the
saying
end.
that as a white man.
Yeah.
So I also don't want to sound like I'm an asshole. I mean, I'm totally aware of what's going on. I'm not blind in that sense, but I felt like this one was a little too, like, if you want to say on the nose, it hits all the right things of what's happening in the world. But I also feel like it kind of just shoves it too far in your face and doesn't try to, I don't know, be witty about everything. It's just kind of right then and there. I thought that the kind of the date rape thing was clever.
Yeah.
And I thought the first one about kind of how white people used with, like, selling points and cartoons with the black people back in the 40s
they
and
stumble
50s,
into
even
that,
in the 60s.
Yeah, they stumble into that
And
museum.
I found that humorous. I really did not like the overall story or the very long one about the politician. Even though I kind of understood where it was coming from, I thought it was clever, like how he, if things are being taken away from him, they're taken away from, that group, or that how they're taken away from that group of people, they're taken away from him. I thought that was kind of clever, but just the overall story, I just felt was a little too much.
Huh. All right.
And it looked, being that this was shot digitally, there was a couple elements that I just didn't like the look of the film. I like the old, in the 90s, urban cinema had a look to it, and it was really awesome because it wasn't dirty, but it had this, just like this dark look to it. And like stuff like Bones, what's that series? There's like 7 of them. Shit. It's about the clown. God damn it. Killjoy.
Oh.
Like the Killjoy films and things like that. I felt like those all have this kind of awesome look to it. And this one just didn't hit that. I mean, I know why, because it's obviously, like 30 years ago or 30 years later, but still, I wasn't a fan of the look of the film. Okay. It's fine though. I mean, it's serviceable. It's fun. I just wish that they would have done a sequel. They would have maybe had a lot of the actors that are still alive come back.
Yeah. And
just kind of reprise roles. I think that would have been fun. But it was just kind of all new people, all new cast. So it didn't feel like, the gang was getting back together. I don't know. It's fine.
What did you think about Keith David? I liked him. I don't like how.
Yeah, I thought he was.
I don't like the story he got stuck in, I guess.
Right. I mean, I think he's good as an actor. I think you give Keith David anything, he's gonna rock it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think they should have gave it to. Is Clarence Brown still alive?
I don't know.
I think he would have been fun to have reprise that role.
Yeah. Well, this
But
is
I also thought that overall story, like they're just having some guy off the street come in and fucking tell stories to a fucking robot.
yeah, no,
Like
I know.
that was silly to
Yeah.
me too, you know?
Yeah. I didn't that aspect of it. I didn't like. Well, this is available on Blu-ray for pretty cheap, but it's also available on Netflix, so you can take a look at it and let us know if what you guys think. And definitely, I would like to hear someone from other than us two white dudes discussing this. I would definitely like to hear.
Yeah, I mean
what
that's
other
the other
people think
thing
about
is
it,
that
you know?
I mean it's not for us in a way.
Yeah.
So I feel
right.
bad, criticizing it. But I mean I still I love the first one. I even tweeted a picture of what's his name? Corbin Burdson and a picture of Donald Trump side by side because that is fucking Trump. You know? Yeah. And I felt like this guy that was in this one was Mike Pence.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, I love that. I love making fun of these, rich white people. But at the same time, it was just, I don't know, it was a little too overbearing for me.
Yeah. All right.
So
what, do you have one or two more you can talk about, Brad, and then we'll let Stephanie go?
Yeah, I'll talk about one real quick. I watched the first Purge. That shit's pretty badass. I'm a pretty big fan of that one. I really dislike the first film. I love Anarchy. I really did not like at all Election Year. So I was like 1 for 2, and I was like, maybe the trailer for this one didn't look good at all.
Yeah.
But it is so fucking good, and the reason why I want to talk about this one because we're talking about Tales from the Hood is that I'm watching the first Purge, and I'm like, oh shit, this is the first one. Like as soon as the fucking sirens go off, we're gonna have this explosive movie. And I'm like, and it starts, and no spoilers, but I'm sitting there, I'm like, fuck, I'm a little racist. and that, I mean that in, a funny way, and I guess you can't really say racist and funny, but the movie, you'll see what the movie does to you, especially as, anybody really, white or black watching this movie. It pigeonholes you in a way where you're like, oh shit, well, I'm thinking this way and I'm really not supposed to. I thought it was perfect. The action's great. Dimitri, who plays the lead, he is awesome. The action is really great. It's very relevant to today. It's a little scary at times because of what society's going through and how things are turning. And this is very much thinking of, I mean, especially since we're recording this on the 24th, with the, even the packages going out today to the Democrats, and kind of that anarchy that's trying to be set. The first Purge nails it because, I mean, it's everything from Nazis to, the black community to banding together to fight against WOYD. But the first Purge is great. So it's back on track. So the next one I'm probably going to dislike because that's kind of how this has been going. And I'll like the one after that, I guess. But yeah, I believe that Sarge from Frank Grillo's character from the second one and then Dimitri from this one need to get together for their own Purge movie. That'd be pretty badass.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I was going to talk about the first Purge, so I guess I'll just set this aside.
You've seen it. You've
we're
seen it too?
up. Yeah,
I thought too.
Yeah, awesome.
Oh, okay. So since you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Like we think like all this fucking crap's gonna go down, and it's like, no, there's a fucking block party, and you're like, oh shit. Well, I think
that's what I expected because, let's say the Purge.
Then you're just a nice person.
What would happen first would be people going after money. There'd be insane white collar crimes and then things like ATMs getting ripped off and stuff. And murder would eventually happen. But I like that they were like, no, people aren't going to snap immediately into that. And I love the block party opening it.
Yeah.
Because they're monitoring them in the movie to because it's just a disgusting social experiment for terrible racist reasons. And they're like, wait, they're partying? They're just partying? And I love that reaction.
Right. I like that
Yeah.
they almost have to kind of force the violence in a way. And I like that aspect of it, that this isn't just that what we know the Purge has become. It all started with kind of a manipulated system. It definitely was a manipulated little test. And then
The system is always manipulated, Sean.
I know it is. I definitely fucking know it is. But no, I like this. I like the Purge series. I even liked the first one. But I need to watch the series. Is the series out yet? I was told I should be checking it out.
Yeah, it's airing right now.
Okay. So I need to watch that. But
Yeah.
I like the idea. I feel like there hasn't been one movie that's nailed, like kind of been like a complete package for me. I have like bits and pieces of each film that I like, certain things that they bring to the table, but not one of these movies has been like completely satisfying to me, with the exception of I think the second one.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah, Anarchy I love.
No, Anarchy's
Yeah.
awesome.
The
Yeah,
first
nothing-
one, Election Year was okay. And this one I thought was okay.
Yeah.
I thought it presented a lot more interesting ideas than it really followed through. Because
Yeah.
it's a brilliant idea to show how it started and connect it with all the social unrest. I just feel like they set up those great ideas and then it just fell into
Yeah.
a standard run around and try not to get killed movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Brad, do you have anything else, or should we do you want to hear what
Steph can go. Steph can go.
Okay, I saw Extremity.
Oh.
I'm assuming that it's pronounced extremity like the actual word, and they're not trying to make it like extremity,
It's
because then
the
I'd have to
Ballsy,
quit.
right?
What?
Extreme.
That's the Ballsy's new movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Extremity. No?
I haven't watched it yet. I mean, I've heard good things, but I feel like you go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
So yeah, I feel bad that I pretty much only watch horror movies during October, totally different from the rest of the year. And it's mostly been favorites and older ones, so I wanted to watch a few newer ones. And this one, it's based on those super extreme haunted houses where you have to like sign a waiver and they're allowed to like touch you and mess with you. And I just watched that documentary on Netflix, Haunters, which is
Haunters are good.
about that. So it was interesting to see that documentary before I saw that. So this woman who was terribly abused by her father signs up for it, and her life is kind of falling apart. It's not going well with her girlfriend because the issues are coming back. So she's like, you know what, this will kind of be an extreme way to like face everything and get it out, because she's pretty desperate. She's already seeing a therapist. She's already on medication and nothing is working. So she signs up, and it kind of looks like a Hostel movie at first. I'm like, oh, okay. But then there are these like Japanese reporters like trying to interview her and the one other guy who signed up to do it. And I thought that was really unusual. And not to give too much away, but as the movie goes on, they deconstruct everything behind the scenes and the people who are making the haunted house. And I thought it was just going to be shrouded in mystery the entire time, but instead it's just about how humans don't know anything. And the second we try to be like, oh yeah, this will be a great experience, we can heal you, this will be good for you, we can fuck each other up even more. So it was an experience. I really thought it was unpredictable. The performances were wonderful. The lead actress, I'm not familiar with her, but her name's Dana Christina, and she goes through the ringer in this movie, emotionally, physically. Like, this is not a haunted house I would ever want to go to. So I really wasn't expecting a lot, and it's pretty emotionally impactful. It's intense too. It's definitely a horror movie, but I thought the emotional aspects weren't ham-fisted or anything.
Awesome.
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I think his ideas are really
Can you guys
good.
just make like a cricket noise when that happens?
Well,
Tweet, tweet,
the
tweet.
thing is that
Or
I
chirp,
think
chirp.
Tweet,
he
tweet.
has a lot of tweet.
I don't
I think he has a
Tweet,
lot of
tweet, and
good
chirp,
ideas.
chirp. That's what he thinks the grasshopper sounds like. Oy.
As a director, he has a lot of good ideas, but his just movies are so wonky. And I mean, I haven't seen this, but I'm excited to see it because his last one that I saw was that graduation slasher movie. And then,
Did you see Last Shift?
Yeah, and I really disliked that movie.
Oh, I
quite a
love
bit.
Last Shift. So now I don't know.
And then I didn't like Casadega, and I didn't like what's his other one, Dread. I think he has a couple other ones in between those, but yeah. I mean, I think he's creative. I just really want to see him make a good movie. And
Well, I thought
this
was good.
This could be it. I'm definitely going to watch it
Yeah.
because I mean, I'm always looking forward to seeing what he's doing, and he works close with his wife, and his wife is always in his movies, and she's a producer, and so I think that relationship's really great. So I like to watch these two. I know that he'll make a movie eventually that I like.
I think the
this one's
the last
messy.
shift was almost like I feel like it was like almost there, So
Yeah. All right, Sean, what do you got?
next, I want to talk about Superfly. Superfly. I know it's not a horror
Chirp,
movie, but I
chirp,
wanted
chirp,
to talk
chirp.
about Superfly, the
I
remake.
thought this was a horror.
Yeah, but
It's
I
all right.
haven't
I got
been watching
a
much lately, so I gotta,
What?
Hey, you brought up Incredibles 2.
Yeah, that was not in October.
Oh God, I watch horror movies all year round. Why does October have to be any different? I actually watched.
You
Weren't we
said-
going to do a themed Halloween episode?
Yeah.
What happened to that?
Yeah, we
That's
were
what
gonna
I
try
thought
to.
this was.
Like I said, this month has been. This month has been crazy. And there's reasons for that. There's reasons why I'm trying to find side work. Everybody, I got kids to feed, things like that. So everyone, get off my back. So anyway, I want to talk about Superfly just really quick. So this is a remake of Superfly. We actually mentioned the original on our. I think we talked about on our Black Exploitation episode, Brad, back in the day when we first started.
Yeah, and I brought it up when it hit Blu-ray too.
You've mentioned Superfly as well, so I just wanted to see my reaction to it.
and I brought up this one too.
Yeah. I had some fun with it. I had a few issues with it. Maybe it's just because it could be a cultural thing. It could be they don't understand gangsta culture. But do people just,
no.
when you get a bunch of money, do you just stand there and just at a party and just throw money just as a thing to do while you're drinking, just taking the bills and just throwing them on the floor and throwing them at people? Is that a
You do
thing?
realize these guys have a lot of money, right?
No, I know, but is that a thing that people really do? That's all I
If
want.
you had $900 million, like this fucking Powerball or whatever this was recently, I'm pretty sure you'd throw some hundies around.
All right. A few thoughts. I like that they showed.
I like how white you are, though. That's for
I'm
sure.
completely white. I'm
It might be a cultural thing.
It might be. No,
Oh, God.
I don't know. Like seriously, oh
I
God.
want to talk about Tales from the Hood too.
I know.
Superfly.
I love movies like Juice and Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society and stuff like that. Like
we all do,
you
but
know.
why do you have to say the titles like that? Like
I
you're
don't
jutting your neck
know.
out. Like, oh, you...
I don't know. I'll stop. Anyway, Superfly. Good God Almighty! I'm just gonna edit it. I'm gonna delete this whole podcast. This podcast never happened.
No, make it late night.
Anyway, no, I did have a lot of fun with this. I loved that he knew like how to fight. The action scenes were really great. And they have a really good. If you're a guy and you want to date two women, I guess it's possible. It could happen. They're in this mutual relationship all together. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah.
Aw,
Anyway.
you sweet baby grasshopper.
Well, normally it's presented in a way like, oh yeah, I have these, I have all these women, but it was like actually like a mutual thing. It was actually, I was like, I've never seen that in a film before. I don't know. I haven't noticed. And there's a really hot shower sex scene.
Okay.
Am I really that big
I
of a moron?
almost feel like you shouldn't be allowed to watch that.
Am I
A
really
little
that
bit.
big of a moron?
A little bit. I'm going to just go ahead and get you out of a hole and just start talking about something else.
No, I'm done. That's all I gotta say. Superfly was a lot of fun. It was a really good remake. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
It's a really good movie. I agree. So I got around to watching, what's this guy's name? Torrin Langen's. This recently hit Blu-ray. 3 Dead Trick-or-Treaters. It's basically this guy who stumbles across these tombstone grave sites, and he is then visualizes this horror anthology, all set around this town, with between serial killers and demons and everything like that. So it's a pretty cool horror anthology. It will probably be on rotation for Halloween. I think it's one of those things that it would get. It's a little jarring because there's no dialogue through the entire movie. But it's a horror anthology that has many different stories. So it's a very ballsy attempt. First off, making a film that's no dialogue. Second, making multiple stories with no dialogue, being able to tie them in together. So I thought it was very unique, but I was not prepared. I had no idea that was going to be in the film. But it is out on Blu-ray from Video Nomicon. It's a little label in Canada.
Good name.
They've released a couple films. I'll talk about another, but anyways, you should watch it. It's pretty good. I don't know if it will be streaming around here. I know that it's like Canada, the Canadian rights and the U.S. rights are kind of like the same thing with this company, so I imagine it will pop up maybe on Vudu. But I bought basically a bunch of films from them. There was a few things that I wanted, and being shipping is so much that I waited until they had like 5 titles that I wanted to pick up, and I picked up one movie that I haven't seen, 3 Dead Trick-or-Treaters. The other one I haven't seen was a non-horror film.
What?
Called
Can't talk about
Brian.
no horror movies in October.
So I really wanted to watch this because I've heard nothing but great things about it, and I really had no idea what I was in for. So this movie came out in 2000. If you took Neil Breen, this is more like a Tommy Wiseau movie, but
I'm in.
if you took a more competent Tommy Wiseau, I think this is probably his like other movie. So Ryan's
I don't know if I
Babe-
want a more competent Tommy Wiseau.
Well,
That's
I
the
will
whole
say,
point.
while watching the film, when the credits pop up, the director has his name, but he also has a PhD after his name. So right then and there, I was like, oh shit, this is the type of movie I'm getting into. I was thinking this is just a really funny comedy that's underrated. It is a comedy, but it is about this guy, Ryan, who gets in a situation where he's held at gunpoint and someone steals his car. But it goes into Ryan's detailed life about how he had just all of these women around him in his relationships. It is the weirdest fucking movie I've ever seen, because it's about somebody who, it feels like it was written by a guy who never was in a relationship. He just based thinks his relationships based off movies he watched and like how they go about and how they end, but in movie scenarios. that will never ever happen to anybody. It's completely insane. It's inept. It doesn't make a fucking lick of sense, but it is awesome. It's so fucking funny. It's really silly, and you should watch it. So it's oddly charming too, but it's totally like a Tommy Wiseau, not Neil Breen, because Neil Breen's totally incompetent, but he's amazing because he thinks it's basically Donald Trump making a movie, because he thinks he's the greatest filmmaker ever, the greatest hacker, the greatest, whatever he does.
So mean to him.
I'm sure you've seen a Neil Breen film because of Vegas.
Oh, I love him.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say. So,
and I don't think he's ever hurt anyone, so I'm not a huge fan of your analogy there, but okay.
Well, no.
I get your point. I get your point about the ego.
In every film, like, just double down. He's like, I'm the greatest computer hacker in the world. No one can hack computers.
Let me open my trunk.
Yeah. Like it's insane. But Ryan's Babe isn't like that. It's definitely more Tommy Wiseau, but it is really fucking funny and completely insane.
Yeah, that sounds exactly up my alley.
Yeah, and it's really good.
Sean, I can tell you're excited.
I'm ecstatic.
And
I'm ecstatic.
I love how they did with the film too, because even the tagline to the movie is the road movie that doesn't know where it's going.
I like that.
Because when the movie's done, you're like, wait, what is the plot of the movie? What is actually happening? It's just a bunch of relationships and some of the worst acting you'll ever see in your entire life.
Oh my God, yeah, I'm seeing this.
Yeah. So Ryan's Babe is the name of the movie. So yeah, definitely watch it.
Ryan's Babe?
Babe. Yeah, Ryan's Babe.
Nice.
It should just be Ryan's Babes. Because, I mean, like there's so
apparently you can date more than one person at a time. So, hey.
You can Superfly prove that.
Women. There's so many women in the movie. Like, and he's just boning everybody. It's like you see this old lady come up in the screen. She's like 70. You're like, oh, new character. No, that's one of Ryan's fucking flings he's gonna fuck. And it's like, what is happening? Why is he boning everybody? I guess throw another one in there since we're talking about craziness.
Boning.
1992's. I've actually never got to see this, so I was excited to see this. Agfa's Bleeding Skull release of Ninja Zombie. Absolutely insane. Again, filmed on Super 8 with a bunch of friends. Guy dies, comes back as a zombie to help his friend. Obviously, there's very little known martial arts in the film that the people are doing, but there's about these films. There's not too much to the plot, but the point is that it feels like, I always say this, that friends are making movies in your backyard and you're watching it, and that's kind of what this feels like. What really works for this is that there is a interview with John Hill, I think his name. Let me look. John Hill. Yeah, John Hill, who played the zombie. There's a new interview with him, so it's funny watching this guy who basically did this one movie getting asked these questions by these fans, and he has no idea why he's there or why this is being re-released or basically anything. Like, why do you like this movie? This is, but he's having fun with the interview too, but you could totally tell he's completely out of place.
I love people who don't understand their fandom.
Yeah, he has no idea. Like, he thinks it's the most ridiculous thing. Like, it's funny that he's in it and he did it, and then he thinks everybody else is an idiot who watches the movie and likes it. And I really, really enjoy that aspect to it, because aside from this movie, I recently I'm working with Wild Eye, and we're trying to get a couple things together for some filmmakers. Well, I actually got to talk to Joseph Mary, who's like one of my all-time favorite directors. He created the City Lights label that went to like the PM Entertainment. So he's done so many movies. He's produced a lot of films. He directed a lot of stuff. But he's like retired out of the business. His like last big movie, which is weird, he produced Spartan, that Val Kilmer movie from like 2004 or something. Well, anyways, Joseph Mary's like in construction now, like in fucking LA. So he's like big time out there as far as like, you know, businessman. And I was kind of afraid to talk to him because I know about his like what he does now. He's rich as shit, you know. He doesn't give a fuck.
Does he throw around money at clubs though?
I've heard that he threw around hundies at a party recently, while he saw these other people. Like I think it was like two girls.
So people
and
do
a guy
it.
just
Well, it's cultural to him, so
yeah. So it's a cultural thing, he said. But anyways, I was just telling him like, "Hey, man, I'm a big fan." And he's like, "Have you ever seen a doctor?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "For your condition, you must be crazy." And I was like, "Dude, you made the movies." He's like, "Yeah, I realize I did that, but you're the one that likes them, and you want to re-release
But I've
them?"
moved on.
And he's like, "I've moved on. You're stuck in the past." And I was like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" I was like, "You made like hundreds of movies."
Aww.
And it was just really fun. I mean, it was a really fun conversation. He was very appreciative. But it was just so funny that I'm like, "Dude, you're the one that sat there, wrote it, got money together, made it, and released it. I'm just a fan. You fucking came up with the thing, and I'm crazy?" So, but anyways, that's kind of like the whole interview with Ninja Zombie with the actor that's kind of the outlook that he has. But the movie's really fun if you don't like shot on video stuff, Sean, or stuff that's shot on Super 8 in the backyard, Sean. You will not like Ninja Zombie.
Well, they sent it to me, so I have to watch it. So I'm required by the laws of film bloggers to report
It's
on it.
only like 80 minutes, but it will take you probably about 4 days to watch it. You'll hate it, and then you'll say you'll need to watch it again.
Sean, just send it to me.
I might.
It'll be wasted
I mean,
on
look,
you.
if you want to do a write-up for the site, Stephanie, I'll send it to you. We have to put it up on the site. We have to write something about it.
Not out of the goodness of your heart, but
But it's really, really fun.
Out of the goodness of my heart, and there will be some pre-existing conditions.
But anyways, go ahead, Stephanie. I want to hear you talk about something else.
well, first, just really quickly to cram in a little Halloween content to piggyback off of what Brad said. Not getting into them, just listing them off. What do you guys throw on every Halloween? Like in the background, to watch with the family? Nothing?
No, I never have the normal stuff. I try to watch all new stuff.
I can answer that question.
Yeah.
Brad's being pretentious. I'll answer that question, Stephanie.
I'm not being pretentious. That's the real. I mean, I'll give I have watched other movies that I've seen before.
Yeah.
But I mean, typically, if Willow and I do watch something, it's something like I'll talk about like the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. We watched all of them, and I haven't seen them probably for like 15 years. But go ahead, Sean. Go ahead with your pretentious answer.
No, mine's super basic. Like I since the movie Trick or Treat came out, Mike Daugherty.
Wow.
How you pronounce his last name?
The guy from Coughing Soul.
Yeah, the movie Trick or Treat. We watched that. We put that on. Actually, that's after all the trick or treaters go home. I can't talk right now. After the trick or treaters go home, then everyone goes to bed. I clean everything up, and then I'll put on my Blu-ray of Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat or
Daugherty.
Trick or Treat?
Doherty.
Michael Doherty. Good God Almighty.
God, have you ever seen Cooties?
Cooties?
You sound like Rand Wilson's when he's trying to say his dual real. I have my dual real. I have dual real. I have a dual.
Look at
dual
there's
real.
certain. I guess there's.
It has two wheels.
Certain sounds that trip me
back.
up. There's certain sounds that trip me up.
real.
Yeah.
I have a dual
Michael
real.
Doherty. Michael Doherty. There you go. I got it. Michael Doherty. Godzilla. He's doing the new Godzilla movie. So everyone will go to bed. I'll watch Trick or Treat. And I love it ever since it came out. And I don't even know why Scream Factory is doing a collector's edition, because like that Blu-ray is like, I guess that Blu-ray is out of print now, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I get it now.
I have it on the way to me. It's for people like me who missed out on it.
Okay. I get it.
I mean, I've seen the movie.
No, it's
I
great.
just didn't own it on Blu-ray.
Totally gonna double dip and buy it because that's the kind of moron that I am. But I love the movie, and I watch it all the time. So the newest thing that's happened within the past few years is my daughter has requested that I bring out my box set of Universal Monsters Blu-rays. And she wants to,
nice.
And all day long when we're home. If it's a weekend, they go on all day. We just watch one after another. So she's done that.
Does she have a favorite?
She likes Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's what we do on Halloween. And then, of course, the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown has to go on. It's like I force everyone. All right, everybody. Charlie Brown and the Great Pumpkin is going on right now. All of you need to watch it. I force everyone to watch. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
I don't know if I've ever seen that all the way through. I'm a monster.
That's like the one dad thing that I do. I'm like, hey everybody, gather around. We're gonna watch. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and all the kids go, ugh.
This is my dad voice.
Isn't this great, kids?
They probably want to watch Ninja Zombie.
Probably.
True. The kids love Ninja Zombie.
Yeah. Stephanie, what do you watch every Halloween?
Oh, I'm super basic and obvious, but that's part of the fun for me. Halloween, the original, of course. Trick or Treat does make its way in there. Last year, actually 2 years ago, Tales of Halloween worked its way in. Sometimes The Nightmare Before Christmas, or I'll just like put on the beginning and then wander away and then take it off because it gets too Christmassy.
Yeah, I'm so torn on that one. That one always messes with me every Halloween and Christmas. I'm always like, well, do I watch this now? I don't know.
I guess Thanksgiving, just like split it down the middle. And I love sitcom Halloween episodes. So I'll just like line some of those up and like sprinkle them through.
Question: Do we still watch the Roseanne Halloween episode, or is that now dead to time?
See, that sucks because she had the best ones. Besides Family Matters. Because they would do like evil puppets and stuff. They went for it. And Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Nice.
But yeah, well, Brad's the big Roseanne fan.
Yeah, I still watch.
You can, you don't have to put someone's current politics on something that they did in the past. You really don't.
She had good morals.
Unless they're like a rapist.
In the day, I mean, she still. Like, it was weird watching her come out like that because I mean that was her show. So watching that unfold like that was really weird because that's something that I watched as a kid and I understood and I liked. So it was weird seeing her change, but no, I mean, I still, her like first, I don't think there was a Halloween episode in the first season, but after that, the next like 3 or 4, they're really iconic and great. Yeah. The first one's probably the best. So
yeah, I'll probably be weak and watch a few.
Okay.
So I watched Apostle.
Oh God, I need to watch that still.
I loved it. So you do need to watch it still. What do I say?
Pass.
What?
I'm kidding. I just said pass.
Why?
Fuck off, Brad.
Yeah, Brad. You don't like Apostle?
No.
You hate Apostle?
No.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on it.
I just didn't care for it.
What's the movie? I
liked it.
What's the movie by Gore Verbinski where the guy is stuck in that asylum and there's the water and stuff like that?
The water and stuff like that.
Gore Verbinski?
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it here. I'm gonna get it. I'm
Well,
gonna get it.
anyway,
Cure
I
for
am
Wellness. Someone said it was like all, just all over the place, like a cure for wellness. And I'm like, I fucking love a cure for wellness. And I was like, then I'm in.
Oh, I couldn't stand that one.
What? Man.
Yeah, it's nothing like that. It's boring.
No, it's not.
No, I'm saying Apostle.
Cure for Wellness boring. Oh, the Apostle.
I don't think the Apostle is boring.
Okay. See, this one's all over the map with the reactions. Stephanie, what did you like about Apostle? Not the Apostle with Robert Duvall, but Apostle.
Oh, shit. Never mind. I watched the wrong movie again. Okay. I am a little bit of a sucker for a historical horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think because they get sprinkled through just enough that you don't really get sick of them. And I'm kind of a dork, I guess. No, I'm not. I'm super cool. And I like seeing different kind of historical horror movies. I think some of my favorites are The Vavitch.
That's pretty funny.
And Brotherhood of the Wolf I really liked. And I talked about earlier with that Stonehurst Asylum.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I want to watch Stonehurst Asylum. I've heard
it's fun. It's like a fun gothic little movie.
Gothic movies are awesome.
No, this one, it's okay. Basically, what movie is this guy from? The sexy one? Is it The Guest?
Yeah, The Guest.
Yeah, the guy from The Guest. His sister's kidnapped.
How are his abs in this one?
We don't see them. But there is a short scene in it where he like busts out these crazy action moves. Like, and everyone's in period clothing and they're like dirty peasants. He's like,
so
I don't know why you think this is boring.
Brotherhood of a Wolf type stuff. That's the Brotherhood of a Wolf, like, all of a sudden has like a kung fu fighter. Like, it's like a kung fu
whoa.
Native American or something.
Whoa. It's nothing like Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Yeah, I just name dropped that because it was a period piece.
All right. And plus, it is discussed that his brother knows some shit.
And Micah Monroe's in this? Oh, she is gorgeous. Oh, my gosh.
Is she the redhead?
She's not in Apostle.
Oh, she's in The Guest. Sorry, I'm on The Guest IMDb page.
Oh.
I'm looking at Dan Stevens' abs right now. Oh my God! No, Michael Monroe's. I get distracted by her. She's incredibly.
If we could not compare Brotherhood of the Wolf for Apostle for the rest of the conversation, that'd be great.
I'm sorry, Stephanie. I rudely interrupted. Please continue.
No, I'm just gonna take a nap. No, this is. No, I'm not gonna go that route.
No nude Dan Stevens ass, any Dan Stevens nudity at all.
What?
No? Okay.
I don't want to do any spoilers. I'll say no, but if you're an extremely kinky person, there might be a few things in there for you. You know what movie this is
Dan
like?
Stevens?
Vinian. Right? An ill-fated rescue mission of a family member.
Oh.
God, you know I'm right.
Yeah.
I didn't almost fall asleep in Vinian, though.
I did.
Oh. Wow. We're all over the map right now. I don't even know what to think. My head is spinning.
I thought this was a beautiful movie. I thought it was well acted. I thought it was interesting. Sometimes when they try to do period pieces, they're like, oh, we can get away with like long, quiet scenes, but they'll look meaningful because there's trees or something in them. And there's like no meaning in it. They're just, I don't know, jerking themselves off. I didn't get that in this. I'm actually surprised. I thought it was pretty action-packed and interesting with like a lot of almost stressful character arcs being juggled because it's basically a cult takes over an island filled with secrets, and I don't know, I thought it was like not romantic smoochy romantic, but romantic like, that like dark interesting kind of way. So, I guess if you're more of a Brad, you won't like it, but I recommend it. And it's on Netflix, so if you have it, I think it's worth seeing.
You know
and Michael Sheen is in it.
Oh,
and he has a really good beard.
Awesome. You know
I think you say, if anything, it's more folklore than.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
Still
interesting about...
but I think that's part of what I thought was interesting about it, because it was definitely based on a lot of folklore, but it was almost like, how is it created? Like, what's the ground zero of it? And this kind of showed that, and I thought that was fascinating. You know, like you could, especially the ending is so dramatic. I don't want to give anything away, but you could almost imagine people like traveling back there in 100 years and being like, ooh, what's this? Let's explore. And then like the island eats them, basically.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I will write the sequel.
Brad, you saw
the
this.
Island that ate people.
Brad, you saw this in a theater, correct? You saw this at Fantastic Fest. You know, the one frustrating thing about Netflix is like these are always just going to be on my TV. I can't go see them in a theater. And I'm wondering, and they're probably never going to come out on Blu-ray or anything. So it's just going to be stuck on Netflix, which is it's like a blessing and a curse. Are you guys frustrated by like the Netflix only films?
Brad,
no, because I don't think they've made anything good.
But don't you think it's
I'm kidding.
Fuck off.
I'm kidding.
Hey, Daredevil Season 3. I can't talk. Daredevil is so excited. Daredevil Season 3 is out.
Is that the only one that wasn't canceled?
Yeah, it's the only good Marvel TV show. Yeah. All right. We are going all over the place.
The only Netflix.
Good.
I mean, Wheelman is really good.
Okay.
Six Balloons is really good. The best movie that Netflix has ever even touched is the one that was just released just a few days ago, and it also played at Fantastic Fest. Was The Night Comes for Us?
Oh, I'm watching that soon.
Yeah,
that
is really
the most action-packed movie I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. So yeah, I mean, they do good stuff. I'm kind of depressed that stuff will never, but it's going to be out in the UK. Obviously, it's going to hit the UK Blu-rays eventually.
Okay,
so just pick it up there.
All right.
Well, we could do a UK show. Brothers.
Hey, bro.
Watch the fuck out of those.
Speaking of Netflix, by the way, watch House on Haunted Hill. There's the show.
The Haunting of Hill House.
The Haunting of Hill House. God damn it! I'm getting like all my wires are getting crossed today because I was thinking about the Scream Factory release of the Haunting of Hill or whatever.
House on Haunted Hill.
God damn it!
And the Curious Creations of Christine McConnell.
Okay, I was trying to give like a
it's very
shout
kid
out.
Friendly too.
I was trying to give a shout out to freaking Mike Flanagan.
Cute.
For whatever the hell the
Haunting of Hill
Haunting of Hill House. Jesus Christ. House on Haunted Hill. Haunting of Hill House. It's really goddamn good. Really good. You know, I didn't see Gerald's Game. I hear that was really good too. But it's fun seeing a filmmaker grow and get better and better and better. And I've always, I've been a fan of his films. Because Brad, you introduced me to Mike Flanagan. Actually,
yeah, Absentia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Absentia, and then Oculus, and then you like Hush quite a bit.
No,
you don't like Hush.
No,
a lot of people do.
Hush.
Okay.
I hate Hush.
I like it all right.
I hate Before I Wake.
Okay.
But I love Absentia. Gerald's Game's fine. The reason why Gerald's Game's a little bit better than, like, it's interesting to see him take that book and make it into a movie that isn't boring. Because the book isn't bad, but the book isn't great. Yeah. And it's meanders a little too much, and he was able to make that book interesting. Or the story interesting. So I thought that was pretty clever of him. I'll probably never rewatch Gerald's Game. I thought it was fine. But, I mean, he definitely is a talented director. I'm still waiting on him to do that fucking I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, but I don't think we'll ever get that now.
Nah, he's good, and he saved the Ouija series.
So I forgot about he did that piece of shit.
The only thing that bothered me about Ouija Origin of Evil was he kept doing like the fake like real change type things in the corner, and I was like, dude, it's not a 70s movie.
I didn't like that movie at all.
I was like, just leave. That's no reason for that. Anyway. Well,
he's a very good director. I just hope that he makes something that I like again. So.
I think he will. I think he's on a good track. The Haunting of Hill House is fucking amazing. I haven't finished watching it, but I've been making the mistake of watching it like before I go to bed, and then getting like totally creeped out and disturbed, and then falling asleep, and then.
I wish I watched television, then I would be able to tell you.
Oh.
I'm Brad Henderson. I don't watch television shows.
I don't. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not saying that to be
all right.
Jesus
so
Christ.
moving along here. We're going to be here all night if we're just meandering here. Because
Yeah,
Brad
that's
still
fine.
has 50 movies he needs to get to. I wanted to bring up the Eureka release, the Region B release of Night of the Creeps. They released the director's cut, restored, remastered. I'm not sure how it looks compared to the original.
Wait, do you have
Blu-ray.
that?
Yeah.
I don't have mine yet.
I was hoping.
You bested Brad, Sean. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I have that on order, man.
The original
I
Blu-ray.
just got City Hunter in.
Will you let me talk? I'm gonna edit you out right now.
I
have the
just
editing
had
power.
A huge Eureka order come in, and it wasn't in there. God damn it!
What is interesting is the original release with the fucking god awful cover art. Holy shit, they dropped the ball on that release. Like the worst cover art known to man. And they even had people like vote on it on Twitter or Facebook or something. And like everyone chose the worst one, and they didn't use any of the original art.
I refuse to believe that.
Holy shit, it was so frustrating. Anyway, that was an all region release. The Eureka release, and I just checked it as Brad was talking about some movie. I just wanted to double check. So it is only Region 2, not Region B or whatever. Yeah, Region B. Sorry, I was looking at the DVD. So Region B. But if you have an all-region player, what's funny is they have a screenshot come up saying basically that, hey, if you're seeing this, you should probably buy a multi-region Blu-ray player. So really, really funny. I love that they didn't just do a standard little thing saying this doesn't work, but they actually said, hey, buy a region-free player. Anyway, if you finally want a really good release and you have a region-free player, grab the Eureka version. That's all I got to say. No, we don't really need to get into Night of the Creeps at all. The movie is awesome. It's one of my favorites. Tom Atkins is a badass, and I want to fuck his mustache.
Jesus.
What you got, Brad?
Cool. I'm going to cover 7 movies in one conversation.
Shit. Okay. All right.
So,
in 3 minutes. Go.
Not possible, but I actually, I guess this would be, 6 movies. So I've rewatched, I've seen the original Nightmare on Elm Street countless times, but really I haven't watched any of the others probably in 15 years. I'm not a huge Freddy fan.
What? Oh my God. How are we friends? How did I start this podcast with you? How'd that happen?
Okay, let me finish. Was never a huge Freddy fan, mainly because I didn't like the comedy aspect. But I will say I am wrong in that sense, because I guess it's the later films that I was really focusing on where it's just absolutely stupid.
Okay. You're forgiven.
So I will say that the first, the third, and the fourth one and New Nightmare are really, really great. 2's okay, 6 is god awful, and 5's not that great.
Okay. All right.
But anyway,
you've redeemed yourself.
I rewatched the other one. I didn't watch the first one because I've seen that so many times. It was fresh in my head. But I got to watch 2 through New Nightmare. Had a new appreciation for them. I definitely like 4 quite a bit. I don't understand what was Freddy's Dead was about. It is really, really awful. And what sucks is I was my mind was wandering during the film because I wasn't enjoying myself. There were a couple things that I didn't like about the film. I love the line that Freddy says. He says, every town has an Elm Street. And I thought that was really cool. Like, can that was his thing. He was going to go everywhere to kill the people. The storyline and everything. But what was a little upsetting about the film, for a female filmmaker, I was thinking, how many franchises have female filmmakers making an entry into the franchise? And the answer is really none. It's Rachel Talalay from fucking Freddy's Dead.
Huh.
It just happens to be the worst fucking one in the franchise. And I was like, God damn it. The one time a woman, other than, Slumber Party Massacre, which is all directed by females, but as far as like kind of a big franchise like that as a female, but I was realizing is that the only one? Like, obviously the Phantasm's, Nightmare on or Friday the 13th, Child's Play, all those, I can't think of another big franchise other than maybe Slumber Party Massacre. But I'm talking about like a male-dominated series that a female had an entry into it. I can't think of anything. But anyways,
female,
right? I can't think of anything other than Nightmare on Elm Street. It just sucks that's the one that's like the worst. But anyways, I think she was giving like Freddy a daughter and all that. It was just so convoluted and just so all over the place. Like they kept on trying to expand the story, reaching to try to get additional Freddy films, but ultimately it killed the franchise, which sucks. Well, not so much because the movie started going downhill. But I actually have a newfound appreciation for the films. I will probably always skip Freddy's Dead now. But what I also do like is that 3, 4, and 5 all segue into one another. And I thought that was pretty cool, too. I completely forgot they did that. It's like one giant movie. So I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, I enjoyed rewatching them. I think New Nightmare is really great. But my only gripe with 4 is that I really thought that once her friends die and she attains their powers or attributes or their strengths, she really should have used them. Like, she doesn't really use them all that much. She does a little tumbles, she hits hard, but why didn't she beat the fuck out of Freddy with nunchucks? Like, kind of like when, what was his name? Rocky fights fucking Jason on the rooftop in part 8. He literally just does beat the shit out of Jason in a way, but, Jason doesn't feel it. But, he beats the shit out of him. She should have beat the shit out of Freddy with nunchucks. That would have been cool to see. But anyways, rewatched that series. And I also rewatched the Scream series, which 4 grows on me each time I see it. And I really didn't like 4 when I first saw it. I like
4 way more than 3. 3 is dog shit.
Oh, 3's terrible.
Oh, God.
3's not even a movie, and that was, there's a bunch of problems with that film internally that were going on.
It suddenly becomes in the View Askew universe with freaking Jay and Silent Bob show up. It's like, what the fuck is going on, you guys?
Well, it's not that. The issue with Scream 3 is that they were changing the movie so much as they went on. They had different endings. So in the movie, the joke is that there's so many scripts floating around that was kind of joking at what was happening in the film. They were writing the script before the scenes. So the movie's just all over the place. It's garbage. It's total trash. There's absolutely no redeeming quality to that film.
No.
But I enjoy the first 2, and 4's growing on me. But rewatch the Scream series. I've seen the first one a bunch, but the sequels I don't watch as often. And Willow hasn't seen. I think she may have seen them. I don't remember, but she got really sick this weekend. So she just laid on the couch and we just watched movies pretty much all day, more than we normally do. So it was like 12 movies a day.
Is this different from any day in the Brad Henderson household?
Well, no. I mean, on the weekends we go out and have fun and stuff. So we were kind of tied down. We watch maybe a couple movies on the weekends, 2 or 3 maybe. But it was Janice was also on vacation out of town, so I was at home with a sick kid for like 4 days.
Oh yeah, totally.
So we did nothing but watch movies. So
dude, I need an excuse to just do that. I give you shit because I envy you. That's really why I give you so much shit.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, no problem.
So I just covered like 10 movies, so Stephanie can go now.
I'm glad you're coming around on Freddy, because he's my favorite. For my sweet 16 birthday, I had it on Halloween, and I dressed up as Freddy. I had the full latex mask and everything. Nice. And when anyone came to the door, I'd put the claw around the door, and I would just tap my fingers on it, and that's all they would see. And that's how I answered the door. And every girl screamed. It was great. That was a good birthday. So this is not a new watch for me. It's kind of become one I watch every year, and that's Gods and Monsters. And it's Ian McKellen and Brendan Fraser.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I was about to say the old Brendan Fraser movie.
Yeah, it's about the director James Whale, who's best known for Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, The Old Dark House, and The Invisible Man.
Yeah, and he Old Dark House is great.
It is. I just rewatched that as well, and it's part of what was great about James Whale is that it wasn't interesting to him if it wasn't clever. So if you look at all those movies, they're the funniest ones of the Universal horror, in my opinion. Like Invisible Man's almost a slapstick comedy. It's hilarious. So yeah, he's a veteran. He's a gay man, and this is set in the 1950s. And Brendan Fraser is the gardener, and he kind of goes over his life while, wrestling with like some sexual tension, and it's just a beautiful film. It's a character study, but if you're a fan of his movies, they do these great Bride of Frankenstein recreations. And I just have so much affection for this. And Brendan Fraser kind of had that comeback this year. And the first thing I thought of was Gods and Monsters. I'm like, he's always been here, you guys. Like, he just stumbled on his movie choices for a while. But yeah. Always had it in him. And Lynn Redgrave is in it. She's like the housekeeper. She's amazing. It's just such a touching film. Ian McKellen not only looks like James Whale, if you look him up, like dead ringer, but he brings so much to it. And I guess he was really involved the entire time. He even helped them get financing and stuff because he believed in it so much. So I think it's slowly become one of my favorite movies. So I pretty much watch on an annual basis.
Awesome.
So I really remember liking that movie back in the day. I just haven't rewatched it in a long time.
It's on Amazon Prime. So if you have Amazon Prime movies, whatever, you can watch it. I don't think there's a physical release for it unless maybe it's still on.
I have it on a DVD. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it.
But it's streaming in HD on Amazon Prime. So I'm gonna add. I just
Criterion.
Added that
you could do it. It's fancy enough.
Is there a Criterion DVD?
No, they should do it.
I know. Yeah, Blu-ray. Criterion. You guys listen. You listen to what we say. Definitely.
we are tastemakers down there.
Awesome.
Okay, go, Sean. Go.
We should do a episode on the Old Dark House. What's that line? I'm drawing a blank because my mind can only take so much.
Okay.
Before they enter the house, he says, "What if in the house they're all dead?" Do you remember the line that he says? I can't remember it. It's a really. I
rewatched it with the Gloria Stewart commentary.
Oh yeah. I actually bought the Cohen release and then I bought the Eureka release. Well, the Eureka release is better.
I had the old Kino DVD.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, it's got a bunch of commentaries on it. I always like. Don't they keep asking if they keep on trying to get potatoes to people? They have a potato. But anyways,
calm down and have a potato.
All right, I'm gonna.
This movie's so fucking good.
I'm gonna go. Before I go to my next one here, can I do a freaking rant right now? Because we have in the DeRager household, we have cranked down. We are on a budget, and we have cranked down on my movie buy.
Isn't this all of the fucking show? Is you ranting?
No, I need to make a rant because what the fuck is Scream Factory thinking? Having a list price, it's out now. And they're saying it's on sale, $39.93 for Creepshow. Fuck off, Scream Factory. And then, if I want to get Maximum Overdrive for the Vestron thing, that's $32.89. So those together would be $72.82 for 2 movies. And then, I Want Candyman, that's $35. What is going on with Scream Factory right now and all these companies? What the fuck?
It's called price gouging.
Holy shit.
And they do it because a lot of people will buy it at first. And my other guess is that if it's not price gouging, which this is maybe the more logical reason, just because I'm being an asshole, is that they license these movies probably out for a lot of fucking money. And they have to jack up the prices that much to make their money back.
I'm just saying, before we were on this budget, I was kind of a little more wheelie-neely with my spending on these movies. Now that I've ratcheted, tightened things down, it's like, goddamn, I guess I'm not getting that.
It's called Voodoo, and buy them on there.
Well,
for
I have the original Creepshow Blu-ray. I don't know if it's,
I'm sorry, but what is this podcast called?
Yeah, this is a physical media podcast, Sean, so why don't you stop bitching and just fucking buy
What
it?
inspired this podcast in the first place?
Yes, Sean.
Where's your loyalty?
We should have called this a 720p Blu-ray podcast.
We have been going on and on for quite a bit. I think we should start wrapping up. I'm going to say my last 2 things really...
I still have like
really
500
quick.
movies to go.
I know, but this is going on way too long. I wanted to mention the Universal set and kind of gloat at all of you who missed out on the sale.
Just mention that?
I got the 30 film set. Amazon did this crazy thing where they put it down to $65. And it's
cool.
Originally like $140. So everyone...
Well, technically on that box set, you get 60 movies, not 30.
I don't.
Did you know that?
Some movies are like on this, like
one they just keep repeating them.
Has 3 of the same movie on the same 3 discs. But anyway, there was a sale. I wanted to gloat on that, so we'll be diving into that on Halloween. And then I don't know if I mentioned Severan's The Changeling. I got my replacement disc, so I finally gave it a watch, and I love this film. It's never looked as good as it is here. And so if you haven't picked up Severan's The Changeling with the, so you should probably do that because it's the
trivia
best
time
this has ever looked.
Sean, if you know me so well, which you probably don't now since you've kind of revealed that in this episode, what's my favorite Universal horror film from that era that's on that set?
Yeah, and then do mine.
Dracula.
No.
I have no idea.
Dracula's Daughter.
Ah, okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, Brad, if you can let us know one thing, and then Stephen, did you have one more or no?
You're supposed to guess her movie.
Yeah.
Is it Stephanie's turn?
No, my favorite Universal.
Universal movie.
What's your favorite Universal movie, Stephanie?
You're supposed to guess.
Yours would be Bride of Frankenstein.
Hey, you're right.
Awesome.
I did GeoCities fan site and everything.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. I finally saw As Above, So Below. I'm a little late on
underrated.
it. It is. No,
good.
I really liked
good.
it. Like, I was talking to someone and they're like, oh, I didn't buy into this, and this plot hole. I was like, yeah, everything worked for me. The location, the claustrophobia, the performance. It's a scary freaking movie.
Yeah, and it gets batshit at the end. It just gets nuts. So bring it on.
Yeah. I'm kind of shocked the catacombs in France haven't been used a hell of a lot more than they have been in a lot of horror movies, actually.
Yeah, I saw that when I was like in kind of first-person movie, whatever, found footage film, Overload. I was just kind of sick of it, and I gave it a chance, and I'm so glad I did because
I think that's
really
why
good.
It's underrated.
Yeah, it's really good. And I don't like found footage films.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
Look at Sean.
All right.
Well, I'm going to talk about 2 found footage movies and a few others real quick.
Okay, and then we'll wrap up.
So, recently, who's this? Wellgo, and then Shudder. I like how Shudder's putting stuff out on Blu-ray now. But yeah, so Ghana Jam, I believe is how you say it, but it's Ghana Jam Haunted Asylum. It's a Korean found footage film. Really fucking good. Really scary. The scares are great. The plot is fantastic. So if you haven't seen that, I recommend it very, very highly for an October viewing. Honestly, creeped me out at one point, and I'm so desensitized to shit. Nothing really bothers me, but there's one scene with the girl in this movie that kind of scared the shit out of me for a second. But yeah, really, really great horror flick. And then next up, rewatched this, enjoyed it a little bit more. I liked it the first time I saw it, but Found Footage 3D is out. Very clever, very funny, very witty. A really, really good job on that film all around. You can watch that on Shudder, pick up the Blu-ray. I know that we've probably talked about Mandy a little bit on the show. I've mentioned it maybe a couple times. So I wasn't on the show last week. So
you mentioned it on Fantastic Fest? And then Stephanie mentioned it the week before. We've talked about it a lot. It's old news.
All right,
I haven't even seen it and I'm bored of it. I'm done. I don't even care. I'm not even going to watch it because so many people have talked about it. I am not even going to watch it at all.
That's really stupid.
I know you're joking, but I'm actually always worried about that when I really love a movie and I really think someone would dig it. I'm like, okay, don't oversell it. Don't talk about too much. We want them to be enticed.
Well, this happens to me. It definitely does because I see everyone talking about it for the festival circuit, all this stuff. Everyone's talking about the movie, yada, yada, yada. I hear it every fucking day. I see the same movie being talked about. And I'm like, why would I even, I have no desire to see it anymore. And then it'll land on Netflix or somewhere, and then I finally watch it a year later. Seriously, it happens all the time.
That sounds like a personal problem.
I have it pre-ordered on Blu-ray. I'll watch it soon.
So next up was super happy about this one because friends of mine made this film. I was kind of worried about it coming out because I remember they made it a little while ago. Sadly, it didn't hit Blu-ray, but you can watch it on Vudu and HD. It's out on DVD. So one of our guests wrote this film. He was I wrote the Black Motorcycle. What is this shit? Black Goat Motorcycle Club. Jason Murphy was on our show. I think he was on one of our end of the year shows. Actually,
who's that famous people on our show?
Yeah. So anyways, this is Jason Murphy's debut as far as screenwriting. Philip Guzman, who directed Dead Awake. Yeah. The Old Hag Story or whatever. So Jason wrote this. Paul Gandersman, Peter S. Hall, who producers of the Grow Up Tony Phillips and the Emily Hagen's films, they helped produce this. Bria Grant's in it. It's got a great cast. It's originally called 200 Hours, so if you saw it at a fest, it was probably called that. Now it's called Sleep No More. And also, I believe one of the guys, one of the executive producers from Final Destination. So it's a very big family affair of making this film, set kind of the 80s, dealing with theory of what you can do without sleep. And it's about 200 hours without sleep. And it's a horror film. It's really good. The only issue with it is that the special effects are a little too wonky. But other than that, it's got a solid cast. It's a great script, great acting. But the special effects are the only thing that kind of make the movie. So, yeah. And I've watched a ton of others. Oh, Twilight People. I watched that recently, too. I've never seen Twilight People. Yeah, it was very similar to Island of Dr. Moreau, which apparently it's kind of based off of that anyway. As far as like the writers and everything that are concerned, working on other, I think it's Eddie Romero and took the H.G. Wells Jerome Small script or idea. So that's the Island of Lost Souls, right, Steph? Mm-hmm. You're the book expert, yeah, right? I'm right.
Yes,
you're right about that, and me being the book expert. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyways, it's a really fun movie. I enjoy this more than the adaptations for Island of Dr. Moreau. It's just a little goofy, but I feel that if it was made today, like I really want to see kind of Twilight People remade because I like the camaraderie between the creatures at the end trying to take over this compound. I think it'd be really badass. I mean, it's super cheesy. But it's got some great acting. The villain's really great. Both villains are really, really awesome. The hero's great. Like, everything is perfect in that sense. It's just a little too campy to take seriously. But this is a movie I would like to see taken really seriously. So, but the transfer is decent. I mean, they're working with really, really piss-poor, badly harmed film elements. So they did the best transfer they could. I mean, it is great looking, but you do have the tint and the discoloration of the print a little bit from times. Like a yellowish tint comes across every once in a while. But honestly, you can't really help that. So, yeah, and that was a lot of fun.
Right on.
Got about 75 others, but you know, maybe I'll do another show.
But you know what? We were talking about this, and you're gonna do kind of a little side project that we'll release on this feed, and we'll do a What's on Brad's Doorstep, little mini episodes, and you'll be able to get all that shit out of your system. Mm-hmm.
And not have you interrupt me and
yeah. Exactly. All right. Well,
say racist things.
I don't say racist things.
I'm just fucking with you.
God damn it. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll be coming back to you guys within the next couple of weeks with our spectacular Vinegar Syndrome episode. It's going to be nuts. We're going to talk about so many movies. So stay tuned for that. Of course, go to the... It's
basically going to be me battling Sean and telling him he's wrong. Probably. Have you seen Body Melt yet?
Yeah. Oh, Body Melt's fucking awesome. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we're gonna talk, Brad. We'll talk.
I know. You're just an asshole.
Make sure you head over to thescreamcast.com. Find all of our past episodes there. Check out our sponsors. We do have a link to a store, which you can head over to screamingpods.com. And all Club Scum members get 20% off of Screamcast merchandise, y'all. You can also go to Brad. So you still got pins, Brad? You got pins?
Oh.
There's a link.
Yeah.
That says Screaming Threads.
Oh. Hey, yeah.
Buy some pins from Brad.
I would suggest if you live in Florida,
just go to Brad's
this
house
weekend. When does this show? Air?
I'm gonna try to get this posting Friday. So.
Oh, sweet. All right. Yeah. So Friday, I will be at Spooky Empire this weekend. I will be running the Wild Eye booth and then helping out with the Vinegar Syndrome booth at the same time. So come by, buy movies. You can buy some pins. I'll probably have some pins while I'm there. But more importantly, buy movies, support independent movies, and movies that no one wants to watch, like Vinegar Syndrome stuff. So, because those are better than what you're seeing at the theater.
What other announcements do I have this? Okay, so check out all the other awesome shows over at screamingpods.com. Just go there, listen to all the shows. There's a lot of variety. We have some new stuff in the works with other alumni and stuff from other shows coming together. I'm excited to talk about it more once it happens, but we're working on some things. So pretty exciting, and a lot of good shows over there. I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors, of course, Vinegar Syndrome. We'll be talking about them in a couple weeks. Coffee Shop of Horrors. They're going to be at Spooky Empire this weekend. So if you are there, check out the Coffee Shop of Horrors booth. Tell them we sent you. You can use the code Screamcast on their website, coffeeshopofhorrors.com, to get 10% off of your order. Also, grindhousevideo.com. Are they going to be at Spooky?
Yep. Mike's going to be at Spooky Empire.
So let's all fly to Florida.
Spooky boys.
Check out their booth there, and make sure you go to their website, grindhousevideo.com. Always very great prices on all the flicks there. He has some really good stuff. So, music by Wolfman of Mars, art by Kevin Spencer. I think I have talked about everything we need to talk about. Club Scum members, we love you. Thank you so much. I'm sorry we have been absent. We suck. I've been so busy this month trying to kind of get a second income stream in through voiceover stuff that a lot of things on the podcast stuff has kind of fallen by the wayside. But things are starting to kind of happen. Wheels are turning, and I'll get back to kind of the normal swing of things very soon. So in the meantime, I want to thank all of you for signing up. I know that there's 2 people I need to talk about. 2 new Club Scum members. I should have done this at the beginning of the show. Hold on, let me give you guys some shout-outs right now really quick. I'm in my Armchair Philosopher Patreon. Hold on, let me log out.
Oh, my God.
Log out and get there. Hold on.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So anyway, Spooky Empire is really rad. If you live in the Tampa area, it's worth it to come to Orlando. If you live in the Orlando area, you have no excuse. But there will be plenty of physical media to buy. They always have really badass art. They have a great coffee there. They have great guests. So yeah. Well, they're the only coffee there.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of awesome vendors, and it's just kind of a good, cool place to hang out.
Awesome.
I think online is so toxic. Being out in the open with real people is a lot better.
What?
I like that.
You're lying.
Yeah, you can say it to my face. What we're saying on Twitter.
Yeah.
Well, most of the people there don't actually have social media other than maybe Facebook, but
all right.
It's a really cool place.
Those angels. Okay. I'm sold.
Okay, so shout out to our new members of Club Scum. Rob Dean pledging
Yay!
He went above and beyond the $2 mark. He pledged $3. Rob, now I gotta throw some extra shit in your little package. You'll be getting your Club Scum. You'll be getting your Club Scum card. You'll be getting some stickers. You know what? I'm gonna throw in a fucking button to Rob Dean because he put in an extra $1.
Yeah,
he's gonna get a butt.
Free butt.
Yeah, I don't know Rob, but I do now. He introduced himself at Fantastic Fest, and he said a really, really funny thing, and I forgot to tell you, Steph. So,
okay.
He came up and, he was like, "Hey, I listened to your show," and I was like, "Oh, cool, thanks for listening." And he said he usually disagrees with me. He always agrees with you, but my opinions are interesting enough to listen to, or something like that. It made me laugh.
Rob, I'm sorry I'm such a fuck up. Rob, I apologize.
No, you didn't even get brought up. Because,
exactly.
But it was
he's a great guy and a great writer. Everyone should look him up.
It was just kind of a really honest thing to say. When you first meet somebody, like right off the bat, you're like, "Hey, don't like your opinions, but what you say
I respect you as a person."
Your arguments are very interesting. I think that's what he said. But yeah, I was kind of taken back by that because usually, people, Hollywood Henderson over here. I understand.
White smudge in your shoes.
So yeah, it was really funny and really honest introduction. So yeah, he made me laugh. It was very memorable.
Awesome.
And I appreciate it too. Like I it's fine if people don't agree with me. That's what makes the world go round. But I thought it was a very funny thing to say.
And these are just movies, everybody. These are just movies. Next up, I want to mention Brian Matherly. Welcome to Club Scum. Thank you, sir. And,
Yay, thank you.
Also, one more, John Lee. So, John, thank
Woo!
you for becoming a member of Club
Lee.
Scum. I need to make sure. I don't know if I sent. I may have sent Rob Dean his Club Scum card. Rob, let me know if I have or not. I do owe you a button because that $1 extra. I do owe you a button. And a big shout out to the person who became a Club Scum member for 1 month and then canceled because we weren't doing enough extra stuff. I apologize. For those of you who stick around, thank you. We love you. You really do help fund the show. You help with
Is my mom
equipment
still
upgrades.
a member?
Your mom is. Stephanie's mom is a member of Club Scum. So, God
Yeah.
damn it, people. You can... come on. Come on. You're supporting the... It's not about getting free shit. It's not about getting extra free shit. You like the show. You're supporting the show. When we are able to, we will give you some free shit. It's going to happen. But I'm just... all of you who've stuck around, from the bottom of my heart, really, thank you so much. Because there are server fees I pay for. This shit isn't free. I have to pay for website stuff and whatever. And Stephanie had to get a new mic. And Brad, I don't know. Brad's mic for some reason doesn't work. I don't have enough to buy him a new computer. But look, if that happens, we can do that. But whatever.
Well, all my stuff's in storage because I'm in an apartment right now while we're saving up to buy a house. You fuck ass.
Okay.
So.
Don't you want to support this camaraderie, everybody?
This will be something for the Club Scum members, is that when I get back from Spooky, I will send Sean a box of Wild Eye movies for some giveaways that we'll be doing.
Very cool.
So
Very cool.
I will send that. Sean, remember that, and I will send some Wild Eye titles.
I had some things. I had some things to give away, but then I had to sell them because we couldn't make some bill payments. Hence, why I'm trying to get the second job thing working. So that's why there hasn't been any giveaways. So all of you who are pissed off, just relax.
I don't think anybody's pissed off.
I had to. I got some messages from people who left and stopped being Club Scum members because we weren't giving them what they wanted. And I take that really... Look, I can get depressed pretty easily. I take these really personally. I took those comments really, really personally, and I got really just sad. Not really mad, just sad. And but we will... look, stuff's on the agenda, everybody. So just stick around. Okay? Relax.
You should have told me. I could send you... I have just boxes of
money?
Dumb shit laying around. And money, yeah.
Nah, it's all good, man. We're good. We're good. We are. You know what? When you go
serious.
through,
I really need to get rid of things.
When you go
Sean,
through hard times, you get stronger because you ratchet shit down. You pull up your pantyhose, and you work that streak, girl.
What are you talking about?
That
we could have been talking about 5 other movies.
All right, we're out of here. Thank you guys so much. We'll talk to you next time on our big Vinegar Syndrome extravaganza. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, don't tell me you're leaving. The party's just begun.